Hello. Hello? Ladies? Oh, you're purring. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and everything in between, and everything that's not in between. Non binary, they, them. Hi. So, today I'm gonna talk about. I'm not gonna say the word. You know what it means. If you don't know, just Google it. What does this look like to you? Alright? So, actually, it could look a lot of different other things from what I'm trying to say. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Yeah. So last night, I was watching I was watching this movie, a Japanese movie on Netflix called Call Me Chihiro. Chihiro or Chihiro? I don't remember. Anyway, but I watched the whole movie, surprisingly, and it was a really peaceful movie and not one that I would normally watch. I thought there would be some sort of really intense drama, but there really wasn't anything that was like super stressful about it. It was just really chill. And somewhere halfway or after halfway throughout the movie, Chihiro, however you pronounce her name, her friend asks her, have you ever had a crush on someone? How is it you're not in a relationship yet? All those questions that people normally ask about one's relationship or one's availability when it comes to the dating world. Blah, blah, blah. And Chihiro was like, because when people date, as long as you're in a relationship with someone, they consider that they own their partner. Like, I don't know if that was said right. So as long as you're in a relationship with someone, let's say I'm in a relationship with this person, this invisible person, and because I am in a relationship with them, I consider them mine and solely mine, and no one else can have them. And to a certain extent, especially if you're tied down, I totally understand that. But if you're in the first few stages of dating someone, hello, Miss Mavis, you really want to be on camera, yeah? If you're in the first few stages of dating someone, I don't see how you can label them as yours, especially if you're not official girlfriend, boyfriend, or at least a married couple. You can say that you're seeing someone, you're interested in someone, but even when people are girlfriend and boyfriend, and when they call that person my partner, the word my is really triggering for me. I've seen it everywhere. I've seen it on TikTok, on YouTube, not as much. I guess I'm not on that side of YouTube. TikTok, Instagram, yeah. Mostly those two platforms, the one with a lot of reels. In my opinion, it's really triggering when people fight. When a girl finds out that her boyfriend is cheating on her with another girl, they're like, how could you do that? He's my man. Like, that's my man. Get away from him. And I'm like, I don't know. It just sounds a bit much. Like, it's like you're being owned by someone. And when I have been in a relationship, whenever someone has addressed me as theirs, I would sit and think about it. I will actually be silent after they say it. And I'll be like, okay, what? Like, then I'll think to myself, I'm not theirs though. I don't belong to them. Then I would say like, oh, I don't think I belong to you, and I don't think you belong to me, because we could secretly be seeing people behind our backs. Not because I was, but that's just how some relationships are. And then, but they still insisted on calling me theirs, if you know what I mean. Like, I'm pretty sure they weren't trying to imply that I own you, but in the sense that you're mine and no one else's. But it's kind of the more tamed or toned down version of I own you, which doesn't, it's very unsettling to me. yeah, the whole concept of love nowadays, everyone has been talking about this in general, is very fucked up because some people think love is what they grow up experiencing in real life with their parents, if they had parents, or if they had relatives or friends, you know, they take love from there. Some other individuals take love, like what they think is love, from movies, TV shows, comics, everything that is just out there for someone to look at, like through their eyes and not through actual people they know. And I don't know, being in a relationship with someone, being in love in general, it seems like a very complicated thing to me. On one hand, I really do want to go back to my ex and ask him to go and date me again because I fucked up a relationship. And on the other hand, to me, being in a relationship is a lot of commitment. It's a lot of communication, which I really don't mind doing. But if I'm someone who overthinks a lot, if you can't tell by now, what if I overthink and I will ruin the relationship? And they assure me and keep on assuring me to the fact they get tired of assuring me. Then how are we supposed to date peacefully? You know what I mean? How on earth are you supposed to live with that guilt of being the one that thinks too much? But I mean, there are relationship dynamics. There's always the quiet one, the loud one, or the introverted one and the extroverted one, or the two quiet ones or the two loud ones. And I can't say I've been through all of that, but oftentimes when I am in a relationship, I feel like I'm too much, you know? I feel like, not saying they can't handle me, they can handle me, but I let my thoughts get in my head. And I guess in a way, being in a relationship is a lot like existing in life. You have to take it one step at a time. Even if you overthink, and if that person knows you well enough and still wants to date you, I guess they should know how to reassure you that everything is gonna be fine, it's gonna be alright, you know? But also, everything about love on earth is just, it can be so fucked up, but at the same time, it could be like a fairy tale. It could have come out of a wonderful book. And I don't know, everything is so complicated when it comes to things like this. Like, when you start overthinking and you can't help but just stop and look at the world from a third point of view. Like, just looking at Earth, like just imagine this planet. You're looking in front of you and it's planet Earth. And maybe you can see the ratings of people being in love, people being single, people being, you know, caught in the middle. They're in a situationship. And then you realize that, fuck, everyone is really struggling out there with their own relationships. No matter they're married, divorced, or some people widowed, or single, or, you know, like in between, everything. Everything is so confusing. Yeah, everything is very confusing. Relationships, I've seen people in relationships. I have people who are in relationships, and I just want to say to them that you guys are doing great. Honestly, the people that I know personally that are in relationships, they're doing well. They're doing very well with their partners. They have communication, they don't argue that much, or rarely argue, in fact. But it's really beautiful to see that those forms of relationship or love still exist. Whereas there are some friends of mine who are, you know, they fooling around and shit, which is nothing wrong with that, but do be safe. But like, then some of them end up heartbroken because they catch feelings for someone they're not supposed to catch feelings for. Or some people are just single, like me, and you just have a lot on your mind. because sometimes at night you just can't sleep because all you do is overthink. And you know what? That's literally how life is. Until the day you die, sometimes you can't help but overthink. And honestly, if you're not someone who overthinks and you really are a person who just takes life as it is, you go. You know, that's amazing because I would love to be that person. My dad says that I am that person that just goes with life as it flows and just flowing, just going, you know, it's like a never ending river or whatever. I'm just going with the flow. And only in front of him, you know, only in front of him, because he doesn't see me physically that often. A lot of people don't see me physically anymore. Like, it's very rare. Like, when I show up, I feel like, oh, she's here. You know, it's not a bad thing. They're not saying it in a bad manner or anything. They're just like, oh, surprised to see you here. Yeah, come. Okay, let's get this show on the road or whatever. You know, like, I just feel like such an old person for only existing on this life, on this earth, for 20-ish years. It's so crazy. But of course, there are still things I'm grateful for in life. I'm grateful for my pet, my cat. I'm grateful for everyone who loves and cares about me and even just drops by in a text and says, hey, how are you? And my simple response, unusual response is, still alive, still kicking. Haven't kicked the bucket yet. And they'll be like, oh, you shouldn't have kicked the bucket. You shouldn't be kicking the bucket. You're too young. And I'm like, maybe, yeah, to you, but I feel like I've lived a little while on this earth now. Of course, nothing compared to my parents or my grandparents or anyone older than me. Just, it feels like it's been a long journey. And I would like to continue being on a long journey, I guess, to see how life really is. But also life in general, it's just so much to deal with. It's so complicated. And my cat just kicked a ball into a crack, and like, should I get it for her? Anyway, regardless, yeah, that's my thought about love and relationships. I really hope that this video did not come out any sort of way I did not intend for it to come out. Like, I hope you're not misunderstanding what I'm saying in this video. This is all of it, minus that quote from Chihiro. All of it is my thought. Okay, if you want to attack someone, attack me. I've already been broken a few times, and so far I've come back to life. So yeah, take it with a pinch of salt, you know. But if you've been in my position, if you know how it feels like, then you know. If you haven't been in my position, and I hope you don't experience it. I honestly hope you don't experience it, because it can be so heartbreaking. But this is just, at the same time, how life is. As long as you're alive, as long as you're living on this planet, you're gonna go through some hardships, and life throws curveballs at you. Huge ones, sometimes small baby ones, but a lot of the times huge ones. And karma is real. Karma is a bitch, but karma can be good karma. Thank you, Amma, for teaching me that. So regardless, I hope you have a good day ahead, whatever time it may be in your country or wherever you're staying, nation, continent, whatever. I'm not very good at geography, so yeah. I'm signing out right now.